Hey, everybody. I am so excited. I am probably being so loud. Brian's trying to work out there. But Team Simplified is here. Welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are joining us today. I have my group text with Team Simplified on one side of my screen, and I have this and your comments. So let me pull that back up on the other. And I have memes of Beyonce dancing all the way down the right side because that is the vibe for Team Simplified. Being in Pensacola, I cannot wait to see them. I might squeeze them to death because we've never all been in the same room. Jessa, we cannot wait for you to get here tomorrow. Yes, launch week is absolutely the most fun. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Brian, shut the door. Welcome everybody. I'm so glad you're here. I did not change out of my workout clothes, but I did put on a full face of makeup. So that is a Stony Clover sighting. You got it. I definitely was at Target first thing in the morning when that line launched to get Caroline and her bestie dance bags. Yes, Target Stony Clover. Okay, guys, welcome. I'm thrilled you're here. I love this live. I try every single launch week to do a live that's like really, really tactical. Like love a good product, love a good planner, love a good tool, but tell me how to use it, right? Like I bet so many of you are so excited to get your planner in your hands, but like, what do you do when it gets there, right? And so we are going to just talk through the tactics of planning productively today. And I have 3 big tips that I want to share with you that I have learned during my life, almost 40 years as a mom to 3 kids, a CEO, a businesswoman, a wife, a homemaker, all the things. So I'm really excited about that. Now, I wanted to also tell you, and if you're watching the replay, hi. I also wanted to tell you that we have a bunch of really good lives coming up the rest of this week, and so don't miss them. The lives for Facebook are going to be at noon, so same time as this, today, tomorrow, and Friday. And you're going to get to see so many friends from Team Simplified. They are going to join me, and we are going to talk through all kinds of fun things. So tomorrow, we're going to talk about tips from the most organized women I know. And these are not like women on the internet. These are women that I am very close friends with in real life, in Pensacola, like in my friend group. One is an attorney, one's an interior designer, one is a mom to kids and owns a business, one is a full-time mama. I mean, just so many amazing women gave me like, I actually, this is what I asked them. I said, I want to know the one tip you would give your adult daughter if she was completely overwhelmed and trying to get things together. And they gave me their one tip. And so I cannot wait to share that. So that is tomorrow. And then on Friday, we're doing Simplified Spirit Day, where we are just going to chit chat and celebrate launch week. This new format has been so much fun. And then on Instagram Live tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to do life hacks. So I've collected some life hacks from you guys over on Instagram that I'm going to share. And then on Instagram Live tomorrow night, I am going to have a lot of different people from Team Simplified popping in and out to talk about why a creative outlet is so important, why it's so important, and helpful tips if you're looking for a creative outlet to kind of fill your well as you go about all of these things. Yay! Hi, friends. Okay, you guys are at the airport waiting for the rental car. I am so excited. I'm headed to the house we're staying at just as soon as we get done here. Okay, so today we're talking about planning productively. So 3 tips for you guys if you are receiving your planner in the mail and you are either a seasoned professional when it comes to planning, which many of you are, or you are someone who's new to this way of doing things, and maybe all of you have this in common, that you're really hopeful for a fresh start. Like maybe life seems a little chaotic. Maybe there's a lot going on. Maybe it feels like your plate is too full. And so we are going to talk about what to do with this tool once it arrives in your hands. Okay. I am going, oh, by the way, if you have questions, I think Taylor is actually grabbing questions today. So feel free to put them in the comments. She's going to grab them and send them to me. And then I will answer all the questions at the end. I'm going to show you our bestseller. So when we do these lives, usually we're like, launch day is at the end of the week. Launch day is at the end of the week. But this time, launch day was yesterday. And so you can shop right now all of our brand new products, and I'll show you those. I'll show you all the products at the end of this, but all of our brand new 2022 23 signature simplified planners. This was the best seller. So this is Butterfly Garden. She is stunning. She has lots of gold foil detail. Let's say this planner has just arrived to you in the mail and you are so excited for a fresh start. You're so ready to like let this be the catalyst to your next season, right? Um, a beautiful planner is one thing. A beautiful planner can make a really nice shelf decoration if you let it. It can look really pretty sitting on your desk, never being touched. But that is not our hope for you. If you've been here a while, tell me in the comments what I'm going to say. You have to get it messy. So, my challenge to you, if you want to plan productively, if you want your simplified planner to help you make a fresh start a new season, maybe you have really big goals for this next season. Maybe you're like, I'm going to start that business. I am going to really start working on my nutrition and wellness. I am going to slow down. I'm going to slow our family down. Whatever that is for you, when you get your simplified planner in the mail, I want you to tuck that thing in your heart, get all your pens and stickers out, get out your digital calendars or whatever you're using now, and I want you to spend time in the prep work. Okay. So the prep work is something that sets the simplified planner apart from all the other planners, right? There are a ton of beautiful planners in the world. I mean, not as beautiful as these guys, but there's a ton of pretty planners. Our planner is so different because it really, the prep work in the front really helps set you up to make a change, right? And I think we all have that in mind when we start using a planner. So in the front of the simplified planner, let me pull it out. Okay, we have this prep work right here. And so my first tip for you when you get your planner in the mail is to carve out some time. Okay. Now that doing the prep work and getting your planner set up might seem like good grief. That is like a big job and I'm going to need, a couple of hours to do it. Don't even go that far. Don't think that far yet. What I want you to do is find an hour. Let's just call it an hour. Find 1 hour after the kids go to bed, even before the kids wake up in the morning if you're brave, or even when the kids are at school, whatever it is, carve yourself out 1 hour. You're worthy of that 1 hour. Carve it out. And I want you to give yourself the gift of time to sit down and work on just these 4 pages. Okay. So this is, and I want to hear from you guys because we have a lot of new friends that are watching this live and then are also going to watch the replay. So if you are a seasoned Simplified Planner user, talk to us a little bit about what the simplified prep work does for you, how you carve out time to do it. I'll read some of your comments, but like why it matters to you to do this before you do the rest of the stuff in your planner. So what we have here is preparing, let me get this right, preparing for a new year. And all you're going to do is think through what worked last year, what didn't work last year, the last 12 months, because you'll be starting these in August. What systems and routines in your house like really worked well? For us, I've kind of mentioned this before, we just have this routine and we have since our kids started school that Brian takes the kids to school. I pick them up from school. And because of our jobs and our schedules, that works for us. It lets me work out first thing in the morning as soon as I get them out the door. It means that he can stay at his office a little bit later. Then I typically stop working around the time I pick the kids up. That works for us. What doesn't work for us is my kids thinking they can wake up at 7 a.m. and walk out the door at 7:30 to go to school. We've been doing that a little bit lately. That's not working. So those are just some things that we're going to think through about, like, okay, what's working? Me protecting my time to go work out is so beneficial for my mental health. I'm better at my job. I'm a better mother. I'm a better everything when I exercise. And that is just something I've learned over the years that works. It's hard. It's hard. I almost canceled my workout this morning, but I did not. I have to protect it. But that works. What doesn't work for me What doesn't work for me is not having a meal plan and standing in the kitchen at 5:30 with hungry people who are demanding to be fed and not knowing what we're doing. That does not work for me. So we're just thinking through these things so that we can identify pain points in our lives. We can identify the places where we're getting hung up, where things aren't running smoothly, and we can create a better, more smooth life. Now, it's not always going to be perfect. Of course, things are going to happen. But when you take the time to think like, oh, what's the state of the union here? Like, how's it going? Um, are there ways that we could improve life? Are there ways that we can improve the way we're doing things? So this is what the top part of this page is. Then on the bottom, today is a new beginning to you for you, taking into account what worked and didn't work, what systems or routines would help you make your life run more smoothly. And so here we're going to think through ideas for new routines and new healthy habits. For instance, a new routine for me lately has been making sure I have lunches prepped for the entire week. I am the type of person, I love working, and I will work right through lunch. And then about 3 o'clock, my blood sugar will plummet. I'll be starving and I'll grab something that is not necessarily good for me or is not going to give me the fuel to get through the rest of the day. And so making sure I have a really healthy lunch, like fat, fiber, protein, is what I've been doing lately, making sure I have that ready to go for the week means that I will typically eat my lunch at my desk. But it's just been really, really, really helpful. Guys, I'm loving your comments. These are so great. I'm going to actually pause and show some of these. Let's see. All right. Love reflection on the morning routine and what worked or what I want to change for the better, especially when mornings are not my normal. I get it. We're not all morning people. And so sometimes setting yourself up for success in the morning is really important. So for me, and I don't do this every night, but I try to. I will walk my house with a laundry basket. Team Simplified is coming here later today, and my house looked like a bomb went off in it earlier. I mean, it was so messy. So what I do when I need to get from, crazy back to square one really quickly, I'll walk my house I have a tall laundry basket. I will walk my house, the living level, like the living room and kitchen, and I will throw everything that is out of place into the laundry basket and I will shove it in a closet. And that's what I did today. That routine really works for me. Then when I have more time, I'll dump it out, sort it by room, and we'll put it away. But that really works. Okay, Crystal said intentionality is so helpful in reviewing what worked and what didn't. I'm loving using Dapper Desk this year. Yes, I know. Wish the prep work was included in Dapper Desk. I appreciate that feedback, and I will take it to heart. Laura said, I love that the simplified prep work also doesn't take a ton of time. Absolutely. And Tamara, I love this. If we don't ask questions about what's working and what's not working, I feel like we sometimes operate on autopilot. I absolutely, like, if we're not questioning, like, can things be done better? I mean, this is what we just did with Simplified, with Launch Week. Like, is the way we've done Launch Week for years and years and years, is it working? Yeah, it's working. Can we make it better? Yeah. I mean, every single year I was having to change the Facebook Live that we did on a Saturday because my kids had soccer games, because spring and soccer and all three of my kids play. So, like, I don't know, can we change it to where, it would be a little bit different? And so we did. We had a lot of people that were saying, hey, I wish I could join these lives, but it's like right in the middle of my workday at 10 a.m. Can we do something about that? Guys, why don't we make it a ladies' lunch and people can just join from their desk? So that's the kind of thing we're talking about here in the prep work. Okay, here we go. I really like, you guys, your feedback on Launch Week, and I hope that you'll give it to us. We're behind the scenes, like, talking about, like, what we like about launching this way, what we don't like about launching this way, and we might change it next time, or we might not. But you're right, Tammy. Tammy says it is never too late to pivot. That is a true story. Okay, so prep work. So once we get through that page, we're going on to ideas for new routines by day, and then we're talking about morning and evening routines. And let me tell you this about morning and evening routines. And then I'll get back to my 3 points because I swear I had this, like, bullet pointed, but I have so much to say on this topic. Morning routines and evening routines matter a lot because they give us this foundation of, like, the standard. This is what I need in the evenings to set myself up for success in the morning. This is what I need in the morning to set myself up for success in the day. I am the type of person though that if I don't write it down, if I don't have a list, then I will forget things because my brain is full of minutia. I'm sure you guys know. Um, for instance, I actually wrote down my morning routine when it comes to skincare because I can't, for the life of me, remember to wear sunscreen. But I want to be a person who wears sunscreen every single day. By the way, Elta MD is the best sunscreen ever. Um, so I wrote myself a list and taped it to my mirror of my morning and my evening skincare. And now I see it and I'm like, okay, I did that and I did that and then I put my sunscreen on and I'm becoming a person who wears sunscreen every single day and my skin is thanking me. And so that's super important. Having it in front of you helps you develop, take something from a list into a habit, right? So, for instance, I have an 11-year-old and he is at the age now where we have to remember to do all the things in the morning and in the evening. We have to remember to brush our teeth, to wear deodorant, to wash our face, to make our bed. And so, for him and for the little two, I made them a list and we just taped it in their room and they go to their list and they're like, did it, did it, did it, did it. And that way they just know that they did the things, right? So do that for yourself. What a gift to be able to write these things down. And how much better will you feel if you are the type of person who takes vitamins every day or wears sunscreen every day or takes 5 minutes to, meditate or whatever it is that's important to you, developing those routines that takes that will take your fresh start to a next level, right? Okay, next pages we have are the Simplicity Challenge, which you all know and love. These are 30 very simple, very easy. I can never remember which way to go here. Very simple tasks to complete to just set yourself up for success in truly simplifying your life. Other page is the yearly bucket list. So, simplified prep work. Give yourself the gift of time to actually go and do that. Okay. All right. Let me go back to my notes here. Now, I also want you to remember my first point here is developing routines that work for you. In the comments and all over social media, we see the way other people do things, and that's great. What works for other people may not work for me, for my personality, for my lifestyle, for my kids, for my income, like whatever it is. You come up with these routines that work for you and your people. And point number two, never be afraid to change and try something new. I said this yesterday on my Instagram stories, all about Simplified 3.0 and us having the tenacity and bravery to change launch week. It's it's a big deal when you have two launches or two major launches a year and they're going really well and your company is steadily growing. It's a big deal to make a big pivot like we did. But we did it with the right reasons. And same for like changing the paper and the planner and just all kinds of things. It it's risky to make a change of any sort, but the most dangerous words, I'm going to say this is, for business, but it also applies to our personal lives. The most dangerous words you can say are, this is just how we've always done it. And so this is why we do it. Those are dangerous words. So give yourself permission and remember that you have the agency to make changes, big and small. You get to choose what you're saying yes to and what you're saying no to. Because when you say yes to one thing, whatever that is, be it a routine or a commitment or a plan on your calendar, whatever that is, you're saying no to something else. If you block out a little bit of time for one thing, something else can't go there, So just remember, you can change things. You can say no. You can say yes. You get to be the author of your story. The last little note I wanted to tell you guys, I really, really want to encourage you to not overorganize. I brought out my beautiful color dots. I love using these in my planner. I write with a black Precise V5 pen from Pilot. And I use these sometimes, but I am not a person who like decorates her planner or micro plans. We're going to talk about micro planning in another live. Um, I have a funny story to tell you about that I'll share now because this is like the perfect example of why you don't over organize. If you are over organizing or over planning or whatever, you're boxing yourself in and you're setting yourself up for failure in my eyes because plans change. Things happen. A kid gets sick, a storm happens on launch day, like whatever, things happen. And so you have to be willing to give yourself the grace to quickly pivot. And if you're over planning or over organizing, it's difficult to do that. So, I'll tell you a little bit. Well, let me tell you this funny story, and then I'll tell you a little bit about the way I plan in my planner. So, when Brady was really little, this is so funny. I just laugh at this because this is just who Emily was a couple years ago. When Brady was tiny, he loved Legos, and I loved that he loved Legos. And so I went to Target and I bought this thing. His room was really small, so I had to go find this like perfectly sized, beautiful organizing shelf thing to go in his room. And if you followed me a while, I posted a picture of it because it was so beautiful. It was like these bins that leaned and they were kind of stacked and they were I got these gold label holders and I put the gold label holders on each one, and we had red Legos in one and we had blue Legos in another, and then green Legos and yellow and orange and purple and black and gray and white, all in individual boxes. And then I labeled them all with these labels, and then I let Brady play with his Legos, and it never looked like that again. If you know, you know. Like, really beautiful for an Instagram photo, really not okay for real life. And I am like the rest of you. I love a beautiful picture of a well-organized anything. I love the color coding concept of putting red Legos in one bin and green Legos in another bin. But my 3-year-old at the time came in and was just like, blah! They went everywhere. And then it was like, okay, Brady, we're gonna put these away now. And he was great. He was like, okay, dump them all back in the box. And I was like, the perfectionist in me was like, but we need to sort them because they have labels on the bins and they're supposed to go red, blue, green. It was just a nightmare. Just don't do it. Give yourself the grace to. When people ask me now how I organize Legos, my kids still love Legos. I have a bin. It is one. It is large, and all of the Legos go in it. That is how we organize Legos. And to be honest, that's kind of how I organize a lot of things. Um, there is a place for a beautiful bin with a label on it with the things that go in it. My laundry room is like that. We have batteries, and then we have um, Kleenex, and then we have whatever. That works. But over organizing something like Legos that are going to get played with often and put back in disarray, it just doesn't make sense. One day we're going to do a live and we're all just going to share all the dumb things we tried to do. Listen, if that's your style and that works for you, more power to you. This is just not, my kids are just too messy. And that's same for planning in your planner. If it works for you to plan your half hour or your 15-minute down to the T, and maybe it does, then more power to you that you found something that works for you. That's what matters most. I just say this to encourage you that if you overplan, it's sometimes hard to pivot. At least it is for me. So when I am using a planner, and I use a daily for my day-to-day schedule, and then I use a weekly, I'll show you the pages just because I know someone will ask, because we have a lot of new friends. This is the daily page. On this side, you have your schedule from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then over here you have your to-do list, and then you have notes space. The weekly, the way that it looks, and I use this for meal planning, because again, not my favorite thing, but I have to do it. This is the way the weekly looks, and the way that I use it for meal planning is what we're having for dinner, ingredients, and then this is my grocery list, all the way down. So the way that I use the daily is I will sit down on Sundays and pull everything out of iCal. I use a digital calendar because I have to share it with like 900 people for 900 different things. I will go in and I will put everything for the week in my daily. And then from that point forward, that's where we're managing everything. I will also get with my husband and be like, what do you have going on this week? When are you going to be home? Is there a night we're going out to dinner, or do we have some, soccer game or whatever? Everything goes here. And I will write my to-do list over here, but I don't put my to-do list over here. I also don't put like these hours I'm working and this hour I'm eating lunch and this hour. I don't put all of that. I'm more of a loose, like, do I have to get up and go somewhere? Then I will put it over here. And then my to-do list keeps going, and I will transfer. If I don't get things done, I'll transfer it to the next day. It is also, oh, Hillary was asking, I mentioned this yesterday. Can you share again the weekly calendar dump that your friend does? Yes. So our good friend she was actually the interior designer that worked on our house. She has 3 kids, very similar in ages to mine. And she and her husband have very demanding jobs. And she was one of my friends that I reached out to about this tips from the most organized women I know that we are going to talk about tomorrow. And I asked her, what is the one thing that you do that you feel like this is like rock solid? It works for us. It's something I would tell an adult daughter if she was really overwhelmed. Hey, try this. What she does, and I will show you with the weekly. She, let's do bees and bloom. So fun. She will take a weekly page on Sundays, and she does something similar to what I do. She gets with her husband and her kids and finds out who has practice and what times and who needs to be picked up when, what are we having for dinner, when are you going to be home late, just every little detail of what's going on. Am I taking the kids to school this day, or are you taking them, who's picking them up, that kind of stuff. She writes down all the things on the week, what's for dinner, everything, and then she leaves this out. And so her kids, her husband, everybody can go and glance at it and be like, okay, I'm picking up the kids today. She said it's just so helpful to have it all in one place where everyone can see it and it doesn't move. And I just thought that was so smart. I was like, I don't actually, I mean, I do something similar, but it's mine. Like, I don't lay it out for everyone to see. So I thought that was really cool. Okay, well, I'm going to go over just a couple of fun notes about products that launched this week, and I'm going to answer your questions. I wanted to let you know, if you have not left a comment here, please leave a comment. Tell us what's your favorite planner, ask a question, whatever. We are going to choose one of you to win a Simplified planner. And I am so excited about that because they are beautiful. Okay, let me check my text and see. I have. Oh, thanks, Taylor. Okay, I have questions for you guys. So I'm going to answer these questions, and then we'll go over a couple launch things, and then I will tell you who the winner is in a little bit. Someone asked, when you are changing jobs or seasons, what tips do you have to help pivot and anticipate the change? Let me say that again. When you are changing jobs or seasons, what tips do you have to help pivot and anticipate the change? So I would say, when I started this new year in January, I knew I was entering a new season health-wise. Over the years, I've tried to make it more of a priority, but I knew that I needed some guidance, if you will. And I needed a helper. So I ended up working with a nutritionist. Her name's Amy. She's amazing. Anyway, I knew that I was going to be approaching a new season. And for me, when I'm approaching a new season, I don't really know what the demands on my time are going to look like. And so I really just try to give myself the grace to learn what the new season's going to feel like before I start putting hard rules in place about okay, I need to be doing this then and this then and this then. So it was really just a couple of weeks of learning oh, okay, I'm going to have to spend a little more time grocery shopping, a little more time prepping food, a little more time, exercising and that sort of thing. And then once I got my bearings under me, I started saying okay, guys, on my calendar, I'm blocking off an hour, on these days to go work out, and I'll be unavailable for that hour. So I guess my advice is just to give yourself the grace to see what it feels like in that new season or in that new job or in that sort of thing. New seasons are so exciting. Yeah, so exciting. So let yourself have fun with it. Someone's asking, can you show Butterfly Garden weekly? I'm curious to see the ribbon. I think it's white. Yeah, it's white. So let me pull it out. they come tucked in. So this is Butterfly Garden Weekly and her beautiful white ribbon. Okay. How can you reconnect with your planner once you've left it unopened for months? Oh, I love this question. Okay. How can you reconnect with your planner and with the routine and the habit of planning when you have left it, you know, aside for months? It's really the same thing as like, okay, from the month of like September to December of last year, I don't think I worked out once, right? Now I know how good it is for me mentally, especially, but I didn't have time. I didn't make it a priority. And so I just didn't do it. So how do you get back into that routine? You just do it. You start making it a task for yourself that is a priority, and then it becomes habit again. Um, I literally had to block off time on my calendar to be like, I will be away so I can exercise these days. And then now it's just like, it's just what I do. Same thing with planning. You just make it a priority. And I think sometimes we get in our own heads and we're like, I have to have, you know, okay. And I'm going to use exercise because it's just been a big theme for me lately. I remember over the years thinking like, okay, when the kids go back to school, I'll start exercising again. When the weather is better outside, I'll start exercising again. And really, all that is just excuses for not starting sooner, right? Like, I can go for walks with my kids, and that's exercise. They don't have to be in school. I can, do some like strength work on the floor. I don't have to go outside. So, really, it's just a matter of like doing it. And I have a book I would recommend. So I read a book a couple of years ago called Atomic Habits, and it is phenomenal about this stuff, about making things a priority in your life that initially begin as tasks and end up being habits. And James Clear, who wrote the book, says every choice you make is a vote for the person you will become. Every choice you make, big and small, is a vote for the person you will become. And I think about that all the time. Like, I want to be a person who wears sunscreen every day, that has beautiful skin like my grandmother did when she was, in her late 80s. I want to be a person who has the energy to play with my kids when they get home from school and doesn't just want to collapse because she's so tired. And so constantly just making those choices. Okay, let me go back. Can you show Teacher Planner and Dapper Desk the cognac color? I sure can. This is Teacher Planner, and this is, I love this pairing, and nobody asked for this, but I'm going to show you another pairing. Yesterday, when we did styling, I put together Dapper Desk, the lilac, and this is your PSA. If you want a lilac academic Dapper Desk, buy it today because it will be the first to sell out. Okay, Dapper Desk with, if you want a second planner, I will show you. Where is it? Okay, I took it off my, here. These two together are like next level. I cannot. So good. Okay, but this is what I put together yesterday when I was just dying, but oh, it's so good. Okay. All right. Lilac Dapper Desk and Navy Hydrangeas pouch. Sure. That is you and you. So beautiful. So pretty. Okay. We did a ton of pairings yesterday on the styling session, so you can go and watch that. But let me get through these questions. Then I'm going to go through all the new products. Then I'm going to give you a few details about the rest of this week. Then I have a blessing for you that I just think is so fun. We do it on the podcast, and I wrote a little something I would like to share with you. Just make sure I still have it. Yes, I do. Okay. Will the covers stay the same for fall launch? Yes, they will. And those will be our calendar year editions. Will there be any new products launching this fall? Oh my goodness, yes. And they're so good. I can't tell you. Do you anticipate something selling out before payday on Friday? The answer to that is no, I don't. But please do not quote me on that. I have no idea. I hope not. If it's going to be something, it's going to be Lilac Dapper Desk. Are you taking your cart to the house Team Simplified is staying at the next few days? I'm not, but now I'm thinking maybe I should. Thank you for mentioning that. Um, okay. Someone just asked, who is Dapper Desk meant for versus the Simplified Planner? Anybody. Anybody it speaks to. Dapper Desk just has a little more space for Saturdays and Sundays and a little more minimal aesthetic. Um, okay. All right. What was I doing? I think I got all of your questions. Got all your questions. I was going to give you a couple details about launch and this week. Well, launch was yesterday. Um, you've seen all of our new planners, but I'm just going to show them to you one more time. This is Bees in Bloom. She's so pretty. I absolutely love this color, and she has been a good seller. Mint Mandalay is what I will be using in the daily edition. Love, love, love. And she is not just a great key. She is a hand-drawn Mint Mandalay. This is Navy Blue Bonnets. Texas showed up on launch day. Our best-selling state. This is Charlotte Street. She is stunning. And when you purchase this week, well, when you purchase starting on launch day and then for the next little while, you will get a copy of the Simplified Post. It is our newspaper that goes out with every order. And there is an I Spy game with Charlotte Street in there. So super fun. Happy Stripe, of course, everyone's beloved. And then what am I missing? Oh, Butterfly Garden. Butterfly Garden, so beautiful. I showed you the two Dapper Desk, Lilac and Cognac. And I meant to tell you, these have tabs. So Dapper Desk has tabs inside now. That is a new thing. I showed you the teacher planner. We have so many new pouches, a giant pouch. We have the yellow stripe. We have the Bees in Bloom, and we have Mint Mandalay, and then we have the two pencil pouches. We also launched new page markers, new mini notebooks, and we have our new Happy Stripe pen. Okay. Oh, and new stretchy bands. Oh, and new monthly planners. There's a lot, you guys. Oh, and new notebooks. Just go to the website. There are so many fun things over on the website for you to look at, and we just love them so much. So go get them while they are still available. Okay. What else we're going to do? Oh, make sure you've entered the launch week celebration kit giveaway. It is one of every new product, a simplified planner, and a hand-painted Yeti cooler by Jessa Bray, like a big one. It is stunning. I saw it in Charleston. We were there for a photo shoot, and I was like, please, can I just have it? Please. How do Jessa, will you paint me one? They're just it's so pretty. And I wish I could enter to win it because it is so good. You can also take a quiz to see which Simplified Planner is perfect for you. That is over on our website. And you can shop all the fun things. Okay. Our winner is, if I call your name, email taylor@emilylay.com by the end of the day, please, and she will send you whichever planner you would like. And the winner is Julie David Roberts. So Julie, thank you for being here. Whatever planner you would like is yours. So just email taylor@emilylay.com with your shipping address and your choice. Yes, stretchy bands fit Dapper Desk. I see someone asking about what are the stories about each cover. We have a live that we did on Instagram, and it took a minute for us to get it saved. We were having some IT trouble, but if you go to Simplified on Instagram, you can watch the Instagram live. It is posted to our feed. You can watch the Instagram live where Whitney Hawkins, who is our creative director, and we come on and share all of the stories of each cover, and they are so meaningful and beautiful. And I hope that you enjoy it. Okay. I'm just going to read you guys a little blessing. I love doing this because I think it's so important to take a minute out of our day every day to just center ourselves and remember what's truly important and what matters. So if you are not driving or operating heavy machinery and would like to close your eyes, I will read a little blessing over you. And I just hope that it is a little happy that you can put in your back pocket as you go about your day. May you always remember that sometimes the plans will fall through, and that's okay. May you have the grace to navigate life's twists and turns with confidence and a lighthearted spirit. And may you always remember that you're filling a life, not just the pages of a planner, with the big and small things you say yes to every single day. Yay. The one thing I want to add on to that now that I'm thinking about it is to remember that you are worthy of the life you want to have. You are. No matter your circumstances or your season or what's going on in your life, what's going right or what's going wrong, you are 100% worthy of the life you want to have. You are. And you have more agency than you realize to say yes to some things and no to others to make that happen. So why not start today? Right? It's as good as any. There's a quote, I can't remember who said it, but a year from now, you'll be really glad that you started today. So go get your Simplified planner, and I will see you guys tonight at 8 p.m. Team Simplified, I'm coming for you right now. Bye, you guys. Have a great day.